Welcome, everyone. What a day. I'm so incredibly excited to be here today. I actually had a run this morning around the loops of the park and was incredibly excited just thinking about today. I'm Michael Caparasso. I'm President and CEO of the New York Roadrunners, and I am so honored to be here today for this historic announcement. Central Park is an amazing place for people of all ages and abilities. New Yorkers and people from around the world all come here to exercise their bodies and minds to live a healthy lifestyle. I was just saying to the mayor, I am so fortunate to be able to live near this park and work near this park. It is the backyard for me and my family. We spend a tremendous amount of time here. I actually spent last night trying to calculate how many loops I've run in Central Park. The 6-mile loop, the 5-mile loop, the 1.7-mile loop, and I came up with thousands of times I have run around Central Park, thousands. In addition to that, I've managed to run with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to cross the finish line right here in Central Park as well to the New York City Marathon. As New York Roadrunners, our mission is to help and inspire people through running. And with the partnership and the city relationships, we make all of that happen. We actually impact over 600,000 people a year, including over 250,000 kids in our free youth programs. And a lot of those things take place right here in Central Park on the streets. As supporters of a healthy lifestyle, we are so excited that this amazing and beautiful park will be enhanced by being traffic-free. I was running this morning alongside of the cars, and I thought to myself, in a short period of time, we will have the roads to ourselves to run in Central Park, and absolutely delighted to be a part of that. So for all of the runners, walkers, cyclists, and everyone to fully enjoy the roads here in Central Park being traffic-free. Thank you to the mayor, all of the city parks, and the agencies for making this all possible. We are so proud to be members of the Central Park community and so grateful for this to happen. It is my honor now to introduce Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We got it. There we go. Okay. Well, this is a wonderful day for this city. This is a moment that people have waited for a long, long time. And I want to start by saluting everyone at New York Roadrunners. Congratulations. It's a big day for all of you and a big victory for all of you. To Michael, New York Roadrunners has done so much for this city. The marathon's just one piece of it. I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for all that this organization does. And we are proud to be one of the world's great running cities. And now this park will realize its full potential for our runners, for our walkers, for our bicyclists, for our kids on tricycles, the unicyclists. Don't leave out the unicyclists. Very loud constituency. All of them will now get to enjoy a car-free Central Park. This is a whole new day for New York City. I want to thank some of the key leaders of city agencies who are here, who have been a part of making this park great. And I think everything they do is only going to get better when the park is fully car-free. I want to thank the commanding officer for Manhattan Patrol Borough North, Chief Kathleen O'Reilly of the NYPD. Guy who has one of the best jobs in New York City, commanding officer of the Central Park Precinct, Captain Peter Andrea. Another one of the great jobs in New York City, the Chief Operating Officer for the Central Park Conservancy, Chris Nolan. Our Chief Resilience Officer for the City of New York, Dan Zarilli. And our Director for the Office of Sustainability, Mark Chambers. And to all of the advocates and the activists and the community members who have fought for this for a long time. Again, congratulations, this is your day. Congratulations to all of you. Now, I want everyone to understand why it's important that the leaders in the city government who work on resiliency and work on sustainability are here. Because we're on the eve of Earth Day this weekend. And this announcement is very much connected to an understanding of what we have to do to protect our Earth and to fight against climate change. Because, let's face it, there's an existential threat we're facing, and that's climate change. And Earth Day is a call to arms to all of us to keep making big changes, to keep protecting our Earth, to protect our children and grandchildren. Earth Day has taken on a whole new meaning as we've come to understand the danger of climate change. And we can act in so many ways to fight back against climate change, to live differently. And that's what Earth Day really calls us to do. So we need to think about all the things that will allow us to make that change. All the ways we can stop polluting the Earth, all the ways we can use renewable energy, all the ways we can conserve. That's what Earth Day calls us to do. And also calls us to think about how we cut the emissions that have plagued this Earth. The city of New York is in the global vanguard. We are pledged to cut emissions by 80% in this city by 2050. That's going to make a huge difference. The city of New York is leading the way by divesting our pension funds from fossil fuel companies. That's going to make a huge difference. We are suing some of the biggest petroleum companies to hold them liable for what they've done to the Earth and what they've done to this city, and to get resources for them so we can protect our city going forward. All of it comes back to making every conceivable change we can. And it comes back to remembering the meaning of a park like this. This park was not built for automobiles, right? This was not the purpose of this park, to be a place for automobiles. Literally, it was built before there were automobiles. It was built for people. And the idea of thinking about every aspect of our lives and finding ways to make that change, that's what this is all about. And this is such a powerful notion, to take this absolutely crucial piece of our city and liberate it from the automobile and help people return to what our ancestors used to know. Look around you, people walking, people biking. That's what this park will now be about. Now, we are New Yorkers, so we know that famous phrase, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. When we do things here, people pay attention everywhere. We are talking about this park, one of the most famous sites in this city, known across the world, right up there with the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building. When people think about New York City, they think about Central Park. And this news will spread all over this country, all over this world today, that the most iconic park on Earth will now be car-free. That's going to be felt everywhere. Who's going to benefit from this? Our children, our families, people, as Michael said, for whom this is their backyard, in effect. All the people come to visit us. This is one of the places they want to see the most. All of those people benefit. That's not a few people, my friends. We've done the count. There are 42 million visits to Central Park every year. 42 million visits. Now, all of those people will have a safe, beautiful experience because this park will be car-free. Now, I want to just drive home the central point, and I'm going to ask the distinguished audience to help me. And you heard a little history lesson there earlier in my remarks. So I'm going to ask you all, was Central Park built for cars? No. I'm sorry, was Central Park built for cars? No. Should it be car-free now?
Yes.
Is it meant to be for the cars or the people?
The people!
You done good. Parks in this city are sacred because probably more than any place, our parks are our refuge. They're where we do everything. Little League and kids learning on the playground how to play for the beginning of their lives. For some of us, even more important things. My wife Charlene and I got married under a tree in Prospect Park. Doesn't get better than that. They're oases. And I always say, for some people, they're literally where they take their summer vacation because that's what they can afford, is to be in a park. And that's even more important for those families. Well, now what will be different when all those families come here? They're going to breathe cleaner air because there won't be any exhaust from cars. The parents aren't going to be looking over their shoulder all the time to worry about their kids' safety with a car going by. There's going to be a kind of peace, a sense of security that wasn't there before. I cannot think of a better way to celebrate Earth Day than returning this extraordinary park to the people and letting us all feel the beauty of nature without a single car in sight. That's going to be the difference for the people of this city. I want to just say a few words in Spanish. Nuestra ciudad está en la vanguardia de la lucha contra el cambio climático. Hoy anunciamos otro paso de avance. Parque Central estará libre de autos todo el día y todo el año. And I want to emphasize that part. All day and all year and every year. This is a permanent change, car-free forever. Because some people thought it might be just a trial thing. It's no trial thing. This is the big change forever. Así seguimos creando una ciudad mejor, más segura y más sostenible para todos los neoyorquinos. With that, I want to turn to one of the people who made this possible, because we have to do some very careful planning, first with Prospect Park, now with Central Park, to make sure we could make this work. And I want to really thank our Commissioner of Transportation, her whole team, because they believed in this vision and they believed they could find a way to make it work for everyone. So they're heroes today. Commissioner of Transportation, Polly Trottenberg. Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And it is a historic day. I wish it was a little warmer, but it feels like spring in the air. And it is so exciting to be here with you today as we announce Central Park going car-free on the heels of Prospect Park. Mr. Mayor, it's a tremendous legacy for you. As many of you know, and as you mentioned, our department, Parks Department, this has been a process that's been going on for many years. The efforts to start removing cars from Central Park started with Mayor Lindsay in 1966, and over the years we have slowly closed entrances, reduced hours. We've more and more reclaimed the park, as you've said, for families, for children, for runners, for cyclists. But today we're announcing we're taking that final step. And I can tell you, as someone who lives by the other big park, Prospect Park, it's been such a success there. We've been able to very successfully manage traffic impacts. It is going to be an equally fantastic success here. And I do want to thank my team, particularly Eric Beaton and Anne-Marie Doherty. Anne-Marie has been working on closing these two parks for her whole career, and she's done an amazing job, so thank you. And I just want to close by saying it's also been an honor for us to work with the advocacy community, Transportation Alternatives, New York Roadrunners, and all the people who love this park and Prospect Park. Thank you. It's a really great day.
Amen. Thank you. There's a very happy man who's going to be speaking next. He declared, we had a town hall meeting in the Bronx. He asked for a title change in public. He did not want to be known as Commissioner of Parks and Recreation. He wanted to be known as the Commissioner for Fun. And now he is living up to his new title, because this place is going to be even more fun. Parks Commissioner and Fun Commissioner, Mitch Silver.
Thank you, Mayor. And wow, this is amazing, amazing change. So excited. Central Park is not just New York's favorite park, but it is the most beloved, most recognized parks in the entire world. And I'm lucky enough to have Central Park as my office. I literally work here in Central Park right near the zoo. I walk during lunch, and I run here very often. And I'm also an active member of Roadrunners, and so I am so delighted that I can now run without smelling the exhaust and worrying about a car veering off course. So I am so delighted. I'm equally delighted, Mayor, because it will become official car-free on my birthday. Really? So I'm delighted on June 27th will be the day we go car-free, so I'm actually going to walk and run delightfully, maybe around the entire 6-mile loop. And every day, I see New Yorkers and visitors alike falling in love with this one-of-a-lifetime public space. Now, thanks to the mayor and DOT, our friends at Central Park Conservancy, we're making history. Thank you, Mayor, for this historic day. Making Central Park traffic-free shows the country and the world how clean, accessible, and safe an urban park can really be. It's another reason to love Central Park and to love New York City. Thank you all very much, and enjoy a car-free Central Park.
Amen. June 27th, which is right after school gets out. That will be the first day, and from that point on forever, the park will be car-free. But I want to ask everyone, if Mitch keeps his promise and runs that day, and any of you see him, you have to remember to say happy birthday that day. All right. Now, another very happy person today represents this park in the City Council and represents the people of the Upper West Side as well. And I know her constituents are really going to be happy about this announcement. Councilmember Helen Rosenthal.
Thank you. Mazel tov.
You've got your helmet, too.
I do. I biked here. I got a little lost in how to find you. You're inside the park, and I was wondering why the cars were still there. But on June 27th,
Soon.
very soon, Mr. Mayor, I really thank you for pushing this through. Obviously, no other mayor since Lindsay has got it done. And this was something we talked about early on. And today, I would like to formally announce that Councilmember Levine and I have decided to withdraw our legislation for a study to remove all the cars in Central Park.
It worked. It worked.
So I guess one down, 8,799 more to go.
Legislation works many ways.
That's right. So everyone in this administration, commissioner, advocates, everyone who's worked so hard on this, Madam Borough President, you know, parks are for people. They're not for cars. And I really want to especially give a shout out to Ken Coughlin, who's on Community Board 7, who has been talking about this with me since the day that I met him, which may be 20 years ago. This is really the lungs of our city here in Central Park. And now we've eradicated anything that would get in the way of free, clear breathing in these lungs. And on behalf of the Upper West Side, all the people and all 42 million visitors who come here and choose not to take a tour helicopter ride, but instead visit here, I thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you. Well, Councilmember Mark Levine's constituents use this park a whole lot, but he also has a special interest because for 4 years he served with tremendous distinction as the chair of the Parks Committee. It was known as the Parks and Recreation Committee, not the Fun Committee. They're more serious and sober, Mitch. But the chair of the Parks Committee, and he has fought long and hard alongside Councilmember Rosenthal for this change. And again, I want to emphasize, you know, their advocacy helped get us to this day. Councilmember Mark Levine.
Thank you so much. Proud to be known as the chair of fun. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, to the commissioners, to my colleagues, Borough President Gail Brewer. Good morning, runners. Who's leading the race around the loop after this press conference? I will be cheering from the sidelines. I wish you all luck. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for this momentous move. It's another example of you putting the needs of people over the needs of cars, and that is so essential to the livability of the city, so we really are grateful for this exciting measure. For me, this is really the culmination of a 30-year renaissance in Central Park, where we have, inch by inch, reclaimed, restored, revitalized every corner of this park, to the point where today, as the mayor mentioned, it's used by more than 42 million people a year. I think that's more than Disney World and Disneyland combined. And the most heavily used part of this incredibly heavily used park is the southern part of the loop, where joggers and runners and pedestrians and bicyclists and unicyclists too are unfortunately many days forced to compete for space with motor vehicle traffic and forced to breathe the fumes and to deal with the overcrowding and to, God forbid, risk the danger of a collision. And so I am just so thrilled that we're going to put that chapter behind us, that we're going to complete the unfinished work of reclaiming every single inch of this park to fulfill the vision of the original designers, that this be a refuge from the bustle and the noise and the congestion of Manhattan streets. Really an incredible day. Congratulations, Mayor. Congratulations to the advocates. And may the fastest runner win. Thank you.
As I was saying to Michael earlier, the fastest runner may not be a professional runner, as we learned up in Boston in the women's division. Always an inspiration to us all. The borough president of Manhattan, well, we can safely say almost all of her constituents enjoy this park in one way or another, and this is a great day for the people of Manhattan. Borough President Gail Brewer. Thank you. Birthday in advance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I think you were in the city council when the following happened. I know that John Liu, who was a colleague of ours, and I had a bill that said no cars in Prospect Park and Central Park. And so we were about to have a hearing on that bill. And lo and behold, that morning before the hearing, then Mayor Bloomberg had a press conference in Prospect Park saying we're going to reduce the cars in the park. And so it's always good to have legislation, thank you, colleagues, because you never know what it can produce. So we're here in a really exciting day because thanks to NYPD and Roadrunners and Transportation Alternatives and the community boards and others, it's been a step-by-step process for many years. And so it's very, very exciting. 2 Saturdays ago when it was quite warm, I don't think 42 million was even the number of people in Central Park. I know it's a yearly number, but I will tell you on that Saturday, you couldn't even see the Great Lawn because there were so many people on it. And it just reminded us the absolute joy of this park, but the challenges that go with it. Because when that many people are in the park, you know that you need every possible inch of green space or space to exercise and enjoy the city of New York. So this really is the greatest planned green spaces in the world. It's an oasis in the heart of Manhattan, if not New York City. It's obviously people from around the globe as well as from our city, but they need to be able to enjoy the park without the danger and disruption of car traffic. I think more than any other place in the world, this should be a place where you don't have to worry about cars, and freeing our major parks from traffic is the right move for the parks themselves and the people who visit them. We shouldn't have to hear tires and horns. And the issue is we should be able to enjoy the exercise. It's a welcome, long overdue step. I thank the mayor, Commissioner Silver, Commissioner Trottenberg, the city council, and everyone has pushed for this issue for years, all the advocates, and everyone else who helped us finally get here. And as somebody who bicycles sometimes, but also takes a cab, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to actually take the streets. But you know what? You know what? It actually does not increase the traffic. You know, we had those studies And anybody who thinks it does is wrong. There isn't a lot more traffic on the streets, and people get to enjoy the park because that's what the park was meant for. It was not meant for cars. Thank you very much.
Finally, I want you to hear from the chair of the Transportation Committee in the City Council. He has also been a longtime supporter of a car-free park, and the day has come. Councilmember Idanis Rodriguez.
Thank you. Well, it's a great day to celebrate that we, New York City, is so committed to make our municipality the most walkable in the whole nation. That should be our goal. And that's what this initiative means all about. It's not only about that we are closing here, all the places that we are holding a tomorrow car-free day. This is about we need to continue doing much more when it comes to sustainability. And I know that the mayor and the person in charge, they've been the leader. So, but there's much more to be done. You know, Katrina, Maria, Sandy, snowstorm, earthquake, all of those natural disasters are a reminder that we need to do better. So as we are celebrating this great initiative to close this area, opening this area to pedestrians and cyclists, what we are saying is the street doesn't belong only to drivers. It belongs to all of us. The other city also that they are doing the urban planning focus on having the pedestrians as a main actor. And this is what the DOT Commissioner, Polly Tromber, this is what Mayor de Blasio is doing in their time, in their leadership in this city. We are committed and the council is ready to continue being a partner. And that's why we are here today celebrating this great initiative as we are also getting ready to close Broadway tomorrow from 47 to 14th Street, Washington High from 181st to 190 opening. Whether Lincoln Center, Carnegie Hall, Row, New York, all the major city institutions, they will be holding a lot of cultural and educational activities. So hoy estamos un día celebrando que el alcalde y la comisionada de DOT están diciendo de que Nueva York tiene y puede ser el líder de ser una ciudad que sea más pro peatones. Y no es solamente por la salud de los ciclistas y los peatones, es para salvar nuestro planeta. Es porque María, Katrina y Sandy y tormenta de nieve nos recuerdan a nosotros que nuestro planeta está en peligro y tenemos un líder en la ciudad que está haciendo todo lo posible para que salvemos nuestro planeta. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Okay. So all the good people gathered here who fought long and hard for this day, and this day is finally here. I want you to look at the camera, and at the count of 3, join me in telling all the people in New York City, Happy Earth Day. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Earth Day! Thank you, everyone.